All right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel, guys. This is going to be a fun video, so say hello to Ren and Stimpy and Powder Toast Man and Loggin TV and Choo Choo, who are, yes, off camera, but I'm working on my focus issues. And let's get started. Now, this is a tag video that I think started with Kevin, Lefty EDC. And if you guys don't subscribe to him, I don't know why I say this all the time, because he's got 3 billion more subs than I do. But if you don't subscribe to him, definitely check him out. And if you don't subscribe to me, check me out. Definitely hit that subscription, that notification bell. This is 10. I'm not going to call it top 10. I'm going to call it 10 sentimental knives. And the reason that I'm calling it that is I'm not really going to rank these. I'm just going to show you and tell you stories on 10 sentimental knives. And you know what? I just thought while I'm standing here talking, I may make it 11. This may end up being 11 because I don't want to bump one of these out. Or I may group 2 together. That's what I'll do. Okay, so it's going to be 10, but it'll actually be 11. So let's start. Let's see. Where do I start? All right, let's start with this one. This is a really cool knife. This is the Asher Knives Grandy. And this comes to me by way of my buddy Justin over at Asher Knives. It was my birthday, I think, 2 years ago, and Justin said, hey, I'm going to send you something. And so he literally, what he does is he takes these G10 handles, and he takes a Dremel to them. And I've added a little oil to that to kind of give it some dramatic flair there, if you will. But it just comes up with this cool kind of hand-done jigging pattern. He did that for me, and so yeah, this one's special to me and will not go anywhere because Justin's a really cool dude, and this is a very classic flipper knife, really cool. Justin comes up with some cool stuff. So that is the Asher Grandy in G10 jigging there. These 10 aren't going to fit in this thing, but that's okay. Yeah, let's do this one next. So this knife isn't as much sentimental as the scale. So this is my AD20.5 from Demco Knives, and I got this at Blade Show, I guess it'd be 2 years ago. And I got it. It had the gray FRN scales, just like all of them came with. And this was a pair of scales that my buddy Brent Backpack B sent over. He had these, and he's like, you know what, Casey would like these, and he sent them. These are carbonized fat carbon. I think it's the toxic version. Very cool. I love the look of these, and it just changed the knife completely for me. Gave it this really cool vibe and really awesome, and it means a lot because Brent, as you guys know, is my bud, so that's cool. Let's see, what's next? All right, so this one is interesting. So this is another one that will not leave the collection, and this is the Benchmade 495 Vector. This is the best, coolest Benchmade blade, in my opinion. That blade grind is sick. How this knife didn't get more, like, traction is beyond me, except for the fact that it is assisted opening. If it was not assisted, if they would make a non-assisted version of this knife, I guarantee you, if this was just a regular axis lock, this thing would be great. Well, the reason this is sentimental is that Trevor actually won this, I think from SMKW or something. I mean, it was, he won it, and he gave it to me because he's like, Dad, you're going to love this knife. And I do. I very much do. And you know what? I dig it, especially because Trevor, the man, T-Rex, gave it to me. So, very cool. Where do I go next? All right, let's do these two. So, these two are the ones I said go together. So, that's why there'll be 11. These two go together. So, this one is a Kin Onion, I can't remember, Blackout, I think is what it's called. Is it on there? Of course not. Anyway, it's the Kershaw 1550, and it's an assisted knife, and normally wouldn't be one of my favorites, but my son Tyler got this for me when he didn't know a whole lot about knives, and he just picked this sucker out, and I think that's really cool. So Tyler did that, and then when Tyler was really young, he got me this knife with my name engraved in it. He got that engraved. It's, you know, it's not the fanciest knife. It's just a cool little lockback. Nice lockup, decent, and a little lockback. I carried this for quite some time. Tyler got it for me when he was really young, and again, has my name on it. How cool is that? So there are, so that's 4 actually. I know you see 5 knives, but these 2 go together. You're like, what is he doing? All right, well, you know what? Those 2 could go to, oh, whatever. We're going to do 11 knives, and we'll all be happy with it. And then my wife, Scarlett, again, when she knew very little about knives and knew I was really getting into knives, she went out, did some research. I had a Manix 2 G10, and she went out and picked this out. Completely surprised me. She didn't get help from anybody, anything like that. She just did some research, found the Manix 2 and Blue FRN, and she knows I like blue. She knows I like Spyderco, and picked this out. This is probably 4 years ago now, for a birthday or Christmas or something, and I was shocked. It was just like, wow, because she just picked that out. Man, I moved everybody to help focus, and the focus still isn't cooperating, but there you go. Really cool. Another cool one. So there we go. And then, guys, you know, speaking of Lefty EDC, he's my buddy, and he told this story in his video, but I'll tell it again. This is the Blue Pony Stout. These are coming out soon-ish, but I've had this one for over a month now. He sent it for review, and then I decided he went bonkers on my blacked out rain motif microburst prototype from Tempest. He just went crazy over it. And so once I finished taking pictures with it, I just sent it back to him and said, here, this is yours. And so I wasn't even thinking about anything in return. I just wanted him to have that one. And he's like, hey, let's do a trade. You keep the Blue Pony Stout. I'm like, are you serious? So this is one, again, by the way, besides being sentimental, most of these are really good knives too, and this one is no exception. It is a 4-finger grip for me in the choked up position. It is a really, really cool knife. I cannot wait for you guys to get these into your hands. You may already have them by the time this video comes out, but really cool, made by QSP, and again, gifted to me by my buddy Kevin, so it just means a lot. Again, just a cool vibe. All right, what are we going to do here? Let's slide that sort of right there, and we'll start making a stack right there. All right, the next one, let's do that, and then those 2. All right, so this is the knife that got me into knives. All right, so this is my Cub Scout, Boy Scout knife. Actually, I was a Cub Scout and a Weeblo, and I didn't make it to Weeblo. It sounds terrible, but anyway, did not go into Boy Scouts. We moved and couldn't find, a troop I felt connected to and stuff like that. So, but this is, my dad was actually my troop leader, and this guy has so many stories. I can sit here, guys, and look at this knife. And of course, when I was a Cub Scout, there was camping trips, and we did fishing, for a fishing badge. We did all kinds of stuff. But what I remember most is fishing with my dad. My dad, you guys know, I've told the story. My dad was in World War II. He was 45 when I was born. I'm the youngest of 6 kids, and this is the story of my childhood. Fishing over and over again with my dad, and I probably filleted, believe it or not, filleted, whatever, a million fish with this knife, and you can see that. I sharpened the snot out of it with a stone, and my dad did as well, and it is rough and horrible. Shape-wise, the bail's missing. It is rusty and corroded and pretty horrible, because again, I was a little kid, but I have a hard time wanting to change anything about it because of the memories behind this knife, and I'm sitting here getting emotional thinking about it. But I remember stories, fishing. We did a lot of fishing at a couple of lakes in California when I was a kid, and we would go. And I remember, catching some pretty big trout and cutting them, mostly cleaning them with this. My dad would fillet them later with the fillet knife. But yeah, I mean, just great memories, messing around in fires around the campsite, cutting up, different stuff, little pieces of wood and putting them in the fire. Kids, we weren't all that helpful with the fire, but, we tried making a little, marshmallow poker stick out of just a twig or something. All kind of playing mumbly peg, which is an old game my dad taught us. I don't even remember how to play it anymore, but all kinds of stuff with that knife. Very cool. Now, the next two, like I said, really could go together, but we'll just make this 11 knives and we'll be happy with it. So the next one, early on into having met my buddy JB Big Red EDC. You guys know Big Red. If you don't, go subscribe to his channel as well, Big Red EDC. Early on, these were coming out. There was a Kickstarter. This is the Orion Solaris, the original. And these were coming out, and JB ordered 2 of these and sent one to me. And we had just barely met each other at the time. And he's just like, here, I want you to have this. And I'm like, dude. So very kind guy. You guys know Big Red. If you know him at all, he's got a heart the size of Texas or Nebraska, I guess, or something. And he's just such a cool dude. And this is sentimental, too, because of David from Blade Banner. He's been huge to me about getting into, really flourishing on YouTube and part of the Apex group. And then he gave me a lot of advice, too, on when I started Tempest Knives. But this, really, JB, you're the man for sending this guy along to me. And while we're at it, shortly after that, not too long later, probably 6-8 months after that, JB also sent me this Benchmade 945. I still need a 940. This is the mini Osborne with the blue liners. Love it. I wish they made a 940 in this same configuration with the black G10 and the blue. I would have one like the moment they came out just to match this. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. To me, this is like epic. I need one of these in a 940. So I wish they would come out with it, but this, I mean, I love this knife way more than I thought I would. I had handled a 940 and I thought, oh, this thing's going to be too small, but this is a great 5th pocket little knife to just slip into a pocket, rather than a bug out or a mini bug out. I prefer this guy for a lightweight carry if I have shorts or whatever. And again, I think I would really prefer a 940 in this configuration. My only knock on this knife has ever been, if you got this blacked out knife, then black out the access bar. That's the only thing. But it's not that big of a deal. Really cool knife and a really cool friend, Big Red EDC. You guys know him. And just so cool. And so I'm not going to tag specific folks here. I'm just going to say this continues to be an open tag. And the main reason I'm not tagging specific folks is I didn't make a list before I started this video. But if you're watching this and you're a content creator, please show us your sentimental knives. I think of folks like RJ. I'd love to see RJ's knives. Love to see what you have out there. I'm just going with people as they pop into my head. I don't know, but see, I should have come prepared. But if you have sentimental knives, please do a video on it. Or if you're not a content creator, please drop some of your sentimental knives and stories with them down in the comments. I would love to see it. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Every one of these has a story, and they will not be leaving the collection. They're ones I keep in my cases, and I enjoy them very, very much. And, a lot of these are still users. This guy's a user, this guy's a user, this guy's a user, this guy's a user. All of them pretty much are users, except, a couple of them that I want to keep pristine, just for other, pristine. This guy's not pristine, but I don't want to make it worse is what I'm trying to say. So, you guys, let me know what you think of these. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think of this spread of knives and what yours are below. Really cool, fun tag. Thank you, Kevin, Lefty EDC. Guys, thank you. Give me a thumbs up, a comment, and thank you so much for watching the KnivesFAST channel.